Good night, beautiful people. How are you guys doing? Good night, good night. I am here. I am here. I just got out of helping my son finish up some work I was supposed to go in. But how are you guys doing? Rubbing up my face. But then it let me asking myself a bunch of questions now. You know, because after my son, I stood there and watched my son sat there and did his work. Hey, baby, how are you? How are you? Welcome, Ansel. I'm so tired. I was catching up with my son's schoolwork, but man, I'm telling you, it started to make me wonder how accurate is homeschool. Because my son, I was taking notes as he was doing his work. And when he get to the finish where he had to do a little test, when he did the test, they say he failed. So we went back again. Oh yes, I'm gonna go get some rest. I just finished with his work. So I just like, you know what? I'm wondering how accurate are these things that are called homeschool. But thank you, Ansel. Yeah, I'm gonna go get some rest in a few minutes. Good night, baby. It's alright. Cause we gotta go to church tomorrow. And then I can't do no shots. I did one shot, but I was not able to upload nothing more. And I gotta delete it. And the kids didn't run the battery down on the phone. We accomplished so much today, but not without hiccups with his schoolwork. When he get to the final and he did the good work, then they're gonna tell him, "Oh, he failed." I'm like, "What? This child did his work," and they say, "Great, great, great," and and they say 40%. So I gonna have to have a meeting with this school here because I don't know why. First they damage the computer that he had and send him a next one, send him a junkie. Now instead of he continue progress in school, his grade is declining. And it's not because he's not doing his work. I don't know what glitch they have in their computer system going on, but it need to be fixed. Because this is crazy. I don't know what glitch is it, but it need to be fixed. Because I'm not gonna sit down all the time to be, and then normally they want you to do 60 minutes in each courses, which is 60 minutes make an hour, and it's crazy. It's crazy. It is very crazy. It's like hope and dreams can be hope and dreams. It's very crazy. You know. Go to your bed. Go to your bed, baby. Because his work was due because his computer was damaged, so his work was due. So they you do what did I tell you about doing much? You know. So he get his work out the way and make sure I don't know. Homeschool is nice because then you can get to see what he's doing and everything. But from the other day, I noticed a pattern since this laptop come to the house, and he be doing his work, and I'm there with him helping, making sure everything is good and everything. And his grade is just declining, and I'm saying we even do the work tonight and write down every single thing that he did while he was doing it, and then we go back and finish everything and say, okay, he only get two things wrong. And when he reached the final, they said he get 40%. I'm like, we do it again. They say we get 60%, and this time we get them correct. They say we get 60%, and then when we go now to hit submit to say we finish the 60, do an hour in each course, it said continue working. And I'm like, what is it? Gotta be somebody playing messing with it or sabotaging this child work. Before, he had a good computer working, and all of a sudden one day he said, my computer, I can't see my camera. And I'm like, what? All of a sudden he cannot see his computer screen, and the day before everything was perfect. No, it took a whole week before they sent somebody out to get the laptop, and I had to keep calling. And when I called, they said, "Oh, the computer. When is it? When you think he gonna get to be in class? You so worried about when he gonna be in class, but nobody cared about making sure he get his computer." I had to be the one calling. Even one day, I didn't send my younger son to school just to make sure that I'm home for when they buzz the buzzer. Then when I called the computer tech, they said, "Oh, but they said UPS come and nobody answer." I said, "Excuse me, there's a buzzer, and that buzzer is so loud it wake everybody up." So it take almost a week and change before he could have get his computer back. When they send his computer back, some of the work that he was supposed to do within those time frame, they withdraw it from him. Then now they start editing slowly. So if you as a mother don't double check your child work when it's homeschool work, you're not gonna realize that they're being sabotaged. If you're not paying attention, you're not realizing that something is not right. Either the computer have some glitch in there. I've seen that happen before. I did computer courses before, and see where the computer had a whole glitch and give you the answer that they want to give you. And we kept all since that we did over the work like 3 times, and they still say failed. And I'm like, this is crazy. I wonder how many person ever have this kind of encounter if you do homeschooling. Because yes, you're gonna have hiccups, but when it keep happening, and then now, before you used to be able to submit, you can't submit. Then when I go back in to try submit, they say, "Oh, this work is past due." No, 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 no. It was a past due when it was being done. I don't understand these system. I don't understand these system. Even when they're in school and yes, kids start off to be 4.0, and then all of a sudden the kids become 0.0. I don't understand. Same pattern happen when it come to the end of year semester. Parents, if you have children out there, and it doesn't matter what your children are doing, whether they're in regular school or homeschool, please pay attention. Watch the pattern of how things are going. Especially when your child is working or you're working with your child. It doesn't matter how mad you get at the child, but the child is getting their work done and something. Please to pay attention, because these things are crazy. We can't have glitch in anything, it's computer, it's technology. But when you have to do it over 3 4 times, it's a problem now. It's not technology no more. This is like sabotage. We doing fraction just now, for example, too. And when he did the fraction, simple little fraction, guys. I mean, literally, just telling you what is one this of one that, or blah blah blah. One half, one third, two third. And did you know when we finish with it, they say we failed, get 40%. So I said, let me try it back again. I wish I had some screenshot. I didn't even bother screenshot. I have a headache. So I said, let me do it over again. And I said, no, because this can't be. Did you know we do it back over and they said we failed again? I'm like, no. And I had the answers written down in the book. So, oh my God, these education system sucks nowadays. I'm sorry to say, but it's the truth. It's just like it's an industry nowadays that drag your kids and fail them for no reason. Just fail your kids. Parents, you gotta pay attention. I don't care if he's in school or out of school. You gotta pay attention. You gotta pay attention. Because these things are crazy nowadays. Yes, sometimes you're tired and you don't want to be there with your child. You want them to get what they need to get, but you gotta pay attention. Because he went to regular school, and I've seen him went there for the first year, have a 4.0 GPA, and when he was graduating, they give him a certificate in the last year, in last semester. Parents, please pay attention. I swear, 'cause this is crazy. This education system is designed to fail children nowadays, I swear. They try to say they helping, but all these solutions that they're rolling out is for you to keep going backwards. Because these solutions they're headaches. Because even though the work is there, you're reading it and you're doing it and everything, but at the same time, when the child come to the test part and the child is doing it, they say the child failed 40%. And you sitting there telling where when you're done and you do something, you say, okay, great, cool, or whatever it is, you know, and then you like, because sometimes they don't even say great. You keep going on when you're done, you get a grade. I'm like, wow. And it was maths we were doing, or we literally have the book writing down everything, and we going back to do we do it over, and then so we fail again. I'm like, we got to talk to these people about it because I did it last week, and I'm like, why they say we fail? And I mean, we get everything correct, people, and the computer literally told us we failed. So we went back again and said, well, let we do it again. They said we fail again. And then at this time now, my brain get tired. I'm like, you know what? Let's go to bed because this computer is pissing me off now. Let's go to bed. And we went to bed, got up back the next day, do the same thing again. We failed again. Get up back now, since last night before 12 o'clock, doing the work again, you failed. I'm like, what is going on? And you see, if you're not keen on what is going on with your children, work or anything, you wonder why they failed, because of all these little things that are being done. And I'm not saying it's something to tear down, it's just something to pay attention to, you know, it's just something to definitely pay attention to. I moisturize my face because it's a wind, it dry. So I'm rubbing my hand all over it. It's crazy. And then we literally sat there just now and we did it again and again and again. Because that's how you verify if you make sure this is not you tripping. And then I write it down, make sure I write down the information, you know. So now I'm going to have to reach out and see what's going on. And then now they don't have the button now where you could hit submit because they're telling you need 60%, which is 60 minutes in at least 60 minutes. And we did over that. Plus all week we were working in there, so I don't know how they do that part. But the part that I don't understand is when you get to the end of it and you're doing the test, how come you fail at it? How do they add up the work that leading up to you doing the test to become 40%? That don't make no sense. All if you're not a maths person, common sense could have told you that still don't make no sense. And a simple little fraction they just introduced to him. And I'm like, oh Lord. Mm-mm. It's like when you turn one way, you get hit. You turn another way, you get hit. You turn. It's like the angles are angles of don't want you to achieve. I don't want your child to achieve nothing in life. You know? And it always happens when it comes to the end of the semester. And I'm like, why? Sabotaging children nowadays is a real thing silently. And if you as a parent, you're not paying attention to your children work, you're not knowing what is going on and all these things, oh no, they're gonna be triple sabotage. Triple sabotage, I swear, because I'm telling you, to have the experience, only if you have experience you go understand these things. And when I mean experience, I'm not talking about education, I'm talking about you seeing your children work there, turn my lady they easy off, and then when you look the result is 0.0. That is frustrated. It's so depressing at times. And then all these little, I don't even know how to even put these things that they're putting out there now. How are they? It's very challenging. Because not when you look and you see a child, you either have the child lick up past his bedtime or her bedtime just to get their work out the way, so they don't have to be clogged up with work for the next week. Because that's another thing with homeschool. Homeschool have a lot of work. When I mean work, it's a lot of work. So your child is always busy. And the only thing for you to do is sometimes maybe take 2 days out of the week after they finish with class to give them a break. So it's like you have one day where you just go all out to catch up on a lot of stuff, or maybe the Monday when they just start school to do as many work as possible so they can get a break during the week, because it's computer. You don't want them on the computer for so long, you know. Because even with my son, he go to tutoring. He go on Tuesdays and he go on Thursdays and so forth. So it's challenging, but parents, I'm telling you, don't play with your school, with your children when they come onto their school, because some of these things are designed to sabotage them. And if you are just not paying attention, everything can just slip right under the rug, and then when you realize it, it's too late. They have a report card come out 00, 2.0, 00, 2.0, and then you'll be mad at your kid. Don't be mad at them. Start next. If you have to say, all right, then my son, or all right, my daughter, let's start pay attention going into the next semester and do what you gotta do, because it's not easy. Because all year we didn't have these glitch. All year until about a couple weeks ago. Huh? Computer work perfectly fine the day before, and then all of a sudden the next day he said, "Mom, my teacher can't see me." I said, "What happened?" He don't know. They tried to retrieve the computer screen. They said it camera blurry. So they took a whole week before that computer went back. The computer didn't go back till last week. Week before last Wednesday. I'm like, oh my goodness. Then I had to sit down now and do extra hours with him, like it's a paid job. I know it's my child, but when teachers are paid to take care of your children, your homeschool, you have to literally sit there with them so you can understand what are they explaining to the children, so you can explain it to the children. It's like transfer of information so they can understand what is required of them to do. It's not easy. It's not easy. Sometimes you get mad so much, especially when you look and you see you sit there, everything not done. You wanna lay down? Are we going to church tomorrow? Lay down. Hmm? What's that, baby?
I'm happy.
Yeah, I know we're happy. We're going to church tomorrow. Lay down, baby. Well, in a few hours we go to church.
Is that a church book?
Yes, but you gotta go to bed.
No, I can't read it.
Your brain is tired, and I implore you to go to bed. Because a child who don't get adequate rest have troubles with their brain. Because you go to school, you have foggy brain, you can't function. And they say 1 + 1, you go say 0. And that's what they write, give it to you.
How about why still?
Okay, now you know, because your brain tired now. Go relax. You've been on the computer all evening. Relax. Tomorrow we can catch up on some stuff. But it's just, and what if I didn't do this? I might, or what should I say? Maybe I wouldn't have seen these things, because even when my son was graduating for the other school he was going to, and I mean, he started out and he was on honor roll and everything. Then the next year he dropped down to just honor roll. Then the next year he dropped down. Then the next semester, not next year, within the 4 quarters. So the first year 4.0 GPA. Then the next year he made honor roll every year. And then when he was graduating, guys, he got a certificate. I was so mad. I'm like, and I kept asking them, how is his academic? Parents always ask teachers, how is your child academic? You don't care, worry much about no child behavior. You can always work with them or find a specialist or a therapist or something to help you with that part of what they're doing. But when you see you have a child that is brilliant enough, and then you see everything start decline, that's an issue. That's an issue. And when you ask the teachers how are they doing, and they tell you everything is good, but they don't tell you nothing about the academics. They told you about the behavior of the child. That's only the least part of anything. You still need to know about the academics as well. How are they performing academically? What do I need to work on to help that child improve? What do I need to help that child move from 0.0? Everybody is so busy worried about behavior, but they're not worried so much about children getting grade. Now I heard on the news, excuse my language, yesterday, 'cause I love current event, that American kids are not passing maths because they're struggling with all this glitch in the system. They must. I've been doing the maths all night. They must failed. Because if the system is designed to set them up, what you expect? They must get 0.0. I even write the answers down in the book. And when they give it back to us to do again, I was there with him, helping him doing it. And I said, I want to see what's going on. And he still failed. I'm like, they're giving you numbers that they round off. They was doing a round off. So let's say you have 78, you round off 78 to 80. You have 4, you round it off to 10, and all these simple little things. But they do it in a different, in a cute little way where you would add in division sign or multiplication sign, depending on minus. They try, but the explanation, they explain it before, and then once you understand, no, you can transfer that information to your children by get pen and paper, not pen and paper, paper and pencil, or pen and paper, whichever, and then you work it out so the child can understand. And then these maths, I don't know if these people understand that half of these maths don't design for a 6-year-old. These maths are like when you were in maybe grade 6. These 6-year-olds are doing. Because even me, sometimes when I do them, I'm like, what? I need to go back to 0.0 class. But when I look and see, I wrote those answers down because I was literally working them out, guys. When I mean I was literally working them out, I was literally working them out. And when those answers come back and you do them again, you still get the same result. Click, boom, click. When you click, it tell you that you get it right. Click, doom, click, doom. Or sometimes you say great, or sometimes you even don't say no great, and you don't. When you're done, it give you, if you master this area or whatever, based on whatever skills they want you to, based on how you progress. Cause every level you go up, they get harder. You know. But I'm telling you, I might have to go to school for maths here. you know I might have to, when I mean go to school for maths, it's not for me to say I want maths, but I need to go to school for maths. So when things like these arise, I can really come out, I can share it with you guys, because I can work it out, because I did it. you know but I mean, like, sit down and get the whiteboard and something and just work these things out to really show you. I work it on the computer and show you how the computer do it. Even since night I was gonna do it, and then I said no, let the schoolwork stay right. I was gonna show you guys what the computer did, and I said no, let this go there. So in tomorrow again, now we're gonna work back on that same. Now we're on fraction, and I mean the simple fraction, where like they say you have two halves, which is a whole. Two halves make a whole, and you shade one part out of it. So that means it's going to be one half. And that child get the answer correct. Then they have another section where they come now, and then when they ask you how many parts make a whole, so you know how many parts, because they talk about the numerator and the denominator, etc., etc. I would have to work out these things, but I'm telling you, well, it's not hard now, because it's just basic fraction. When you do basic fraction, it's just like picturing. Even if you not don't understand fraction, all you gotta do is picture pizza. You buy a 8 side, a 8 piece pizza. You tell them cut it in 8 slices, and you take out one piece out of it. How many left? That means you gave away one slice out of the 8 pizza. It was a whole pizza with 8, and you gave with a whole. The whole slices. Once you don't take any from it, now you take one out of it, so you become 1/8. And the child click on the answer and get it right and still fail. Keep going with the other rest of maths. Then they have one where it was, one of the answer was 5/6, because the whole pizza was 6, and they cut it up into 6 slices, and they gave away. Let's say you have a whole pizza, and you cut the whole pizza into quarters. So that means that you had 4 slices, and you gave away 4 out of the 4, so it will be 4 out of 4, so it'll be 4 quarters. That means you would have give away everything. It's be done. So it'll be 4/4. And you have 3/4. That means you give away 3 slices and you only have 1 slice left. That's all that is. And those are those simple fraction. That means it's not advanced yet till you move on to a next level. And they fail him. I was so laughing. Because I even go to the book and I draw it up for him to understand, and he was doing it. Get to the test. The test was even hard because what they did with the test now was to ask you what were some of the when you look at the fraction, they kind of give you them in squares, and maybe some of the squares are not equal, so you have to pay attention to those. They're not equal, even though you see them, and if you're not looking, you're looking only at two sides. No, all of them have the same answer, but you gotta pay attention, because two sides are not equal, and those are not what they're looking for, and stuff like that. And I'm telling you, we do that, all of that, and get it right, and then when it come up 40%, I'm like, what? So I don't know how they do their, stuff, but any people, I'm just telling you guys, I don't care if it's in school, out of school, you guys gotta pay attention. It's, and when your children complain, Mama, but I did this and he said this, find out what was it, because sometimes, and then maths is so tricky too. In some maths, some part of a maths is very tricky, especially when it come on to addition, division, and subtraction and multiplication, especially in the worded part. That's the tricky part of it, because you can be reading and they have like product, mean you multiply when you're doing certain things. When they say divide or the sum, you add and stuff. But sometimes, based on how they word it or phrase it, and if you're not a maths person, sometimes you can misinterpret things. But once you know, so you can keep doing it, and then the answers are there, so you can easily work it to get the answer. You will, once you start work out, you punch in all the formulas, because they have formula for maths. Once you use the formulas, and then you punch it in and everything, if you don't work with this formula, you try another next formula, and then you will work with it, because that's why some part of maths, they tell you the order of operation doesn't matter. Just like with your divide, you can either divide or multiply to arrive at the answer. Like you have two two threes is 6, and if you divide two into 6, you're gonna get 3, because two threes is 6, or so forth. So there is just ways to do things. 2 8 is 16, and when you divide that up, whatever you get, you can always multiply that back to get the answer again in the multiplication to check. That's how you can fact check your answers, so you can help your children or something. So maybe I need to go to school here to advance myself in maths, so that I can come out and teach maths as well, you know, because these things are crazy. And there is more than one way to teach maths, and that's the funny part too, because even if you're teaching maths to a child and he's not getting it this way, sometimes you have to draw for the blocks, you have to draw for the money. If you're doing dollars and cents, you have to draw for, so you have to learn, they have to have a wide variety of in materials, so you can help the child to accomplish what they need to accomplish. And I'm not saying you're going to accomplish everything, especially if you're not a maths person. You're not going to accomplish everything, but it's good to have the resources. The fingers is one resources that they have at their advantage, and then the strip out.
What happened?
Heat the strip on, and then the fingers is the first advantage they have of learning how to count. Then you get them their blocks, even the legos that they love to use and build stuff, that can use to teach so many maths concept and stuff, group them and all these kind of things. And then maths is way different from when I was growing up as a child. When I mean way different, I think the way well, based on the homeschool maths that I've seen, because when he was going to school, when I used to ask him what he do in school, he never used to tell me nothing, and I used to be worried. I'm like, what are you doing in school? He just come, Mom, we just do maths. That's not what I want to hear. I want to know what's going on. Did you add 1 plus 1, or did you subtract 1 minus 1, or whatever So that way you can reinforce what was learned in school. But then when you ask the teachers, they, oh, he's doing excellent. Yeah, doing excellent to get a certificate. So I think I gonna go back to school here so I can become a maths teacher. Yeah, become a maths teacher. I don't want to wait till my brain get old. I want to go back to school here and become a maths teacher. Because there are several ways to teach maths. All right, that's why sometimes you hear I use the word the order of operation. Doesn't matter. Depends on the context in which you use the order of operation. Like when we in maths now, when he learn about the formulas of addition and subtraction and the formulas of multiplication and division. That means if you're doing division, you can use multiplication to arrive back at the division answer. And if you use subtraction, you can use addition to arrive back at the subtraction answer. So that's how you can use it to fact check your answer. And it's called distributive, take distributive law, and they have a next one. They have three of them. I can't remember them off the head now. My brain is mixed clog. I don't know if that's a word to say. It's a word, but the way it context, the way I phrase it is not. Good. But I think I want to go study to become a maths teacher. You know, because once I get in the groove and understand stuff, because I've been helping with my son even when they call. I like how they do the regrouping here though. I like how they do the group, they bond, number bond. I like how they do it for the children to understand. I love that one. you know my son is only 6, so I love those kind of age group to teach them. you know just not I don't love to teach my son, but you still got to put in the work same way, you know what I mean. I don't know anybody who really like to teach their kids because they're stubborn. I don't want to do it. I don't go sit down. Ah, and I'm not saying it's all the kids are the same. You have some kids, because Amir learned to spell his name at 2 years old, so this one learned to spell his name at 3. So, all kids come different, You spell it one time for the little one and he get everything. And you gotta understand that the first one is the guinea pig. He had to learn everything on his own, which was harder. But the little one hear you saying something to the big one, he comprehending even if you're not talking to him. Sometimes I'm saying something to the oldest one in maths, and then the little one just come start talking about mommy, it's 5. And I'm like, okay, how do you know it? Because he hear you talking about it, so that one would be a quicker learner as opposed to your first child. Your first child sometimes always be the one that kind of delayed a little bit. You always pull the button off your shirt. You're gonna pop the shirt off your head and you're not pulling the button. But yeah, because I was learning some of the maths, even the way they teach them how to round up now. When I went to school, round up was a little bit more different. They teach them how to round up right now, and I'm telling you, how they teach them to round up. Let me show you one of the maths they teach them to round up. So like they have 781 plus 112 minus 552. And you gotta round off that to the nearest tens. And I'm telling you people, let me show you this one I'm talking. Don't mind my writing right here. And you gotta round that off. And when you round that off now, then you add that together. You get 900, and then you say 900 dot minus that. And then whatever answer you have left is this. So I'll be working on these maths and I can see how the child get them wrong, see? And these you'd be surprised that a 6-year-old doing these maths. But don't mind me handwriting, guys. But I'm telling you. So it's crazy. Very much crazy. And then he was doing the fraction since then. And then they give him maths. And then so funny, they don't even have timetable no more. They give him maths like these, like 6 times 80. So what I did, they write it out just like this when they give him 6 times 80, just like this part, not this part, like this. And then I just put the 6 on here, and 6 into this is this. And then 6 times 8 or 8 times 6 is gonna give you this. So if you take the 0 off, that's what you're gonna get when you add 8 times 6. And they have a formula for this when you're adding like this with zeros to show you how you all you need to do, put back the zeros, and then put the 6 and the 8, move the multiplication sign, put the 6 and the 8. There's a formula for it. I think it's online too. I forgot the name of it, to show you how you can work maths like this with zero at the end, So it's not easy, but and then back in the days when I was growing up, they used to have the timetable at the back of the book. They don't got that no more. And that's the problem too. So this is the simple little maths I was explaining it to him now. He was doing this, and this is one they failing me now. They failing me in this one. I will do it over and do it over. But this is the other one they failing me now. Fraction. So you see, so when you give a half a side of the pizza away, which is this is that's just scribble out, then this is what you would have left for yourself. But before you give away half, you would already have two. So you say 1, 2. So this is the denominator. That means out of a whole. Denominator have to deal with parts of a whole. And the part that separated it is called a numerator. So when you join the line, this is the line here separated the numerator, which is at the top, which is the piece. I normally like to refer to it to children as the piece you give away, or the slice you give to mommy, or the slice, if you make it easy for them to understand, the slice you give to me, or the slice you give to mommy or daddy, whichever way, or to your aunt or whatever. And then this would be the amount of pizza you had before you give away one out of it. And they say he failed. And then this now, they have I was just giving him some example. Give him some example, because when he say 1 6, he was supposed to look for, like, they would have 3 of this, and you gotta find the one that have 1 6. So they will give you the number and say look for the one that have 1 6. So in order to find the 1 6, you gotta count the pizza slices. So you say 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, how much did I give away from the 6? I have 6 slices of pizza. How many did I give away? And you say, okay, I gave mommy 1. So that's how you get the one up top here. And right there. Now you have over here, you shaded 3 slices, because you give away 3 pieces out of your pizza. But before you give away 3 pieces, you had 1 2 3 4. You had 4 slices. But because you gave away 3, no, you only left with 1. And this person had 3 slices. Yeah, this greedy one had 3 slices. So, simple little maths like these. But their number bond, I like their number bond. I love their number bond. And this was rounded off they were doing right here. They were just showing you an easy way how you can add numbers together. Like 319, 411, 194. They were just showing you easier way. Once you round off the numbers, then you can add, and then you arrive back at the same answer. And even if you add them back together, if you add 3, sorry, it's talking about. Let's say, for example, you have 319 plus, this is what they had first. So 319 plus 411, which is 411, plus 194. And once you round these things off, and they tell you sometimes the number in the middle or the number at the beginning, which is, this is ones, this is tens, and this is 100. So in the tens line, if you have 0 1 2 3 4, you round down. And if you have 5 6 7 8 9, you round up. So you go this way. So basically you go to the right, and then you go to the left to round down. And then that's how you look at this, and then that's how you get 300 here and here. Because this 19 here, this one here, you gotta round it down to 300. And then 411, because of the one in the middle here as well, you gotta round it down. And these two numbers are less than, so you round it down to 400. And then this one, because of the number in the middle, you round it up to the nearest 10, so you get 200. So now when you add 300 plus 400 together, you're gonna get 700. Then 700 plus this 200, which was right here, which I put it back here, you're gonna get this answer. So that's how you arrive back. So if you should add 319 plus 4 this and that, you should get right this answer here. So I think I need to get into maths. And I don't like to give up when I'm doing something, because I want to understand so my child can understand. Because if you don't understand, how you expect to let the child understand? But then I don't have a number band in here. But their number band is the way they teach them to do maths when they're running off the 10. It's very easy. Very, very easy. Like what number add up to what to give you 10 when they're doing the properties and stuff like that. So that's not bad. So I know this is written bad, but this is a number bond right here. So the bigger number would be up top, and what two parts that add together to get this number here. So yeah, sometimes they give you the number. Let's say for example they give you 5. So what would you add to the 5 to get this number here, which was 9? And all you have to do, easier way I taught my son was call yourself 5, you add 4, or you can say 9 minus 5 and it give you. So that's in this case, they say the order of operation doesn't matter. Yeah, because you want to know. So you can either you can add 5 and 4 to get 9, or you can, because now first you didn't know what x is, so this normally they refer to it as x, whichever way it was on. You don't know what x is, so for you to solve for x, you can always subtract the number that was there from the big number, and then whatever the answer is, that's what x would be in this case. And this is just simple formula right here, so it's not really anything much. But when you keep doing it on the computer, if I weren't so tired I would have go on the computer and see and show you guys exactly what I was talking about with my maths. Because sometimes other people can be going through the same things with you when you come on to children and their school, and you'll be so stressed out because you don't understand or not knowing, you're not knowing, and then as a result, you have to struggle for these things, you know what I mean? Let's see. Let's see just for a second here, because it's crazy. This computer is so tiny. The one they said now is so tiny. I need to go be a maths teacher. Work on my craft, work on my maths, and go be a maths teacher for sure. Yeah, Lord. I'm trying to log myself in this class. See if I could show you what I was talking about. This is crazy. But always make sure you're paying attention to your child's work. Oh, I don't need to log into class. I need to log into Ed Momentum. That's the part I need to log into. And then they're saying children are failing in maths. You don't play with that, because if we're having glitch in these kind of system, then the children must fail maths. You gotta fact check everything nowadays, people. I'm telling you. Okay, so right here, I won't show you too much of his information. Just right here. So now we are this thing here that they said he failed since that. It was called Understanding Fraction Using Area Models. So now I think they're going to do a different one, because the more you fail, they kind of retweak it. So we only have 3 steps to go. This one is the first one where they kind of explain some things to you. And then they might ask you 1 or 2 questions here. And then in this one, they may ask you maybe about 2 or 3. And then this is when you go to test your knowledge right here. Sometimes the maths can be long, sometimes you don't have to. I don't want to show you all this information, that's why I'm holding it down like this. So to start, you just click right here. This is homeschool, guys. You just start right there. And you say fraction.
I love making pizzas.
So they go show you.
Look at all the toppings we can put on them.
Let me see.
I have an idea. Let's use
So they
fractions
explain
to
the
help
things
us put
first.
toppings on our pizzas.
I'm gonna mute
A
and
fraction
then
is used to represent parts of a whole.
no, I don't want to mute. Hold on.
This is one whole pizza. It sure is. A fraction has 2 numbers separated by a fraction bar.
Just showing you something.
The
guys.
bottom number is the denominator. It shows how many equal-sized parts are in the whole. This pizza has 1, 2, 3, 4 equal-sized parts. So the denominator is 4. The top number is called the numerator. It shows how many parts of the whole we are talking about. This is one part of the pizza. So the numerator is
I want
1.
to show you some, but if I skip
Each
this
part
part,
is 1/4
you're not going
of
to
the
see the
whole
result that
pizza.
I'm trying to show you. So I don't want to
Look,
skip this,
I
but
put
I
garlic
can
on
keep
part of this
going,
pizza.
and then when I get
Let's
to
find
that part,
what
I can
fraction
always
of
say,
the
look,
pizza has garlic.
this is what is happening.
Okay, I'll start by counting how many equal-sized parts make up the whole pizza. 1, 2, 3. This pizza has 3 equal-sized parts. So the denominator is 3. Nice job, Emma. Not all of the parts have garlic. Just one part has garlic. So the numerator is 1. 1/3 of the pizza has garlic. Let's make a pizza with mushrooms on 1/2 of it. In the number 1/2, the denominator is 2. So our pizza will have 2 equal-sized parts. The numerator is 1, so we will put mushrooms on 1 part of the pizza. There are mushrooms on 1/2 of this pizza.
Which shows basil on 1/6 of the pizza.
See how I show you now? You see how they ask you? So they put the number there now, and the kids got to look on one of these to see which one. So they say, which shows basil on 1/2 of the pizza. So you got to look now. So the first thing you got to do is make sure you know, count to get your denominator, which is the bottom number here. Count to get that. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not it. This one, when you look at it, is too much. So you just say 1, 2, 3. That's just me. A little kid may not understand. Not all. Some might. Say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So you just click this one, and then you hit done. And then
Well
you go
done.
boom, like that.
1/6 of the pizza is covered in basil.
And then you hit that.
Fractions can also show more than one part of the whole. Let's put onions on 3/4 of this pizza.
We gotta pay attention
Good
to
idea.
maths.
The denominator shows that the pizza has 4 equal-sized parts. The numerator shows the number of parts we are talking about. For this pizza, we will put onions on 3
All right,
parts.
so
Each part of the pizza is 1/4 of the whole.
what I'm gonna do,
Let's
I'm
count the
gonna
parts as we
be
put the
right here
onions
till
on
I
top.
get to the other part to
1/4,
show you what's the result gonna be.
2/4,
So you probably guys can hear on,
3/4.
but I will definitely
We put onions on
be
3/4
here to
of
show
the
you
pizza.
what is going on. You know, when we get to that part,
Look at
because we
this
have a
pizza
little
stand.
to get to.
We put broccoli on a fraction of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
pizza.
right there, so.
Can we find what fraction of the pizza has broccoli? Yes. Let's start by finding the denominator. This pizza
Because
is
I want to see
1,
if you're gonna give me
2,
that same
3,
failure answer,
4, 5, 6,
because he did it
7,
twice.
8 equal-sized parts. So the denominator is 8.
So this is the part where they normally
right.
explain this stuff to you. So
Now let's find the
experience is not
numerator.
so bad unless you're
There's
not a
broccoli
maths
on 1,
kind of person,
2,
and it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? That's when you
4,
want to understand. But this
5
is so
of the
simple.
parts.
This is the simplest part
So
of
the
fraction.
numerator is
You
5.
know, fraction have a lot to
5
really
of the 8 parts
more
have
advanced you go.
broccoli. So we know 5/8 of this pizza has broccoli.
What fraction of the pizza has garlic?
So now they have this one with what fraction of the pizza have garlic. Let me show you this one. So now they asking you what fraction of the pizza have garlic. So you see, first thing you gotta do is count. So you say 1, 2, 3, because you want to make sure you have your denominator set up first, and then you see 2 pieces of the pizza have garlic. So now you look at the answers that they have right here, and then boom. And that's what my son was doing. And then you hit done.
Way
And
to
then
use your brain. 2/3 of the pizza has garlic.
way to use your brain. Let me see if they go tell me the way to use my brain at the end.
Our last pizza is out of the oven. We put tasty peppers on it. I wonder what fraction
I'm
of the
almost
pizza
done with the
has
first slide,
peppers.
but then I'm going to have another
I
little
see
slide to
this
go,
whole
and then after
pizza
that the
has
test.
6 equal-sized
So that's what we want to
parts.
get to.
The total number of equal-sized parts is the denominator.
So this is
Wow,
just
we
simple
put peppers
fraction.
on
This is what you
all
call
6 of the
simple fraction.
parts.
This is like
That
introducing
means the
fraction.
numerator is also
No,
6.
not like it is
There
introducing
are
fraction.
peppers on 6/6
Because
of
once
the
you
pizza.
understand the foundation of fraction, then
6/6 is
when
the
when
whole
there is
pizza.
tougher, when you go further up, then the fraction become
I
a
had
little
fun
bit more
using
tedious.
fractions to put toppings
Because
on
then you
parts
have
of a whole
mixed
pizza.
fraction, improper fraction, and all
Me
those
too,
things.
Stan. Now I think it's time to try some of these yummy pizzas.
So let me see what they have to do now. You know, I like when I'm doing something, I want to understand why. So you know, you can always explain things to your child, because it's frustrating sometimes.
Fractions are used to represent parts of a whole.
And then I learn as well,
This
if your
is
brain
one
is tired,
whole pizza.
do not even try do nothing,
A
because
fraction uses two numbers that are separated by a fraction bar. The bottom number is the denominator. In this case, it tells how many equal parts are in the whole pizza. The denominator is 6. There are 6 equal parts in this pizza. The top number is the numerator. In this case, it tells how many parts of the pizza we're talking about. The numerator is 1. This is 1/6 of a pizza. Each part is 1/6 of the whole. To show more than one part, the number of parts is written in the numerator. This is 5/6 of a pizza. Select the correct shape to answer the question, which shows basil on 1/8 of the pizza.
so I'm just here pretending like I'm a kid and I don't know which one. So all I gotta do, first thing I'm having in my head is to make sure I count out 8 slices of pizza. So I'm gonna count all 3 of them, and then figure out which one is the answer. Why I have a half. I have 2 half, which is 1 half, because one of them is covered as not it. And then I'm gonna count this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's not it, because they say 1/8. So I come up here and I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then boom.
Well done. 1/8 of the pizza is covered with basil, which shows tomatoes on 1/6 of the pizza.
That's it. After this, I think shortly I should get to the test in a minute. Okay, now they give me a different one. They give me 1/6 this time. So you gotta find the one with 1/6 inside of it. That's 4, that's 3. So this is it.
Well done. 1/6 of the pizza is covered with tomatoes, which shows mushrooms on 1/2 of the pizza.
Okay, 1/2. So
Well done.
this is not a child doing it now, it's me doing it. So
is covered with mushrooms.
I just look
Select
at
the
all the
correct
things.
shape to answer the question, which shows red peppers on 4/8
So let me
of
show
the
you
pizza.
something. And they can trick, you know, but as long as you explain things to the kids, okay. So now they want you to get 4, give away 4 out of 8. That's how I like to break it down for children to understand. You give away 4 out of 8, you know, pizza. So you have 8 pizza, which was you started with a whole pizza of 8 slices, and then you give Harry 4 slices. You know, just for children to understand, you know, because sometimes it's not easy. You might, because you're grown now, you're looking at things differently. So you say, when I look at this and you say 1, 2, 3, 4, even though you say 4 slices is given away, but when you say 4, 5, 6, this is only 6 slices, which is a whole pizza. But that's not what it asks for, it's 8. So now I gotta go here and I make sure I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you get 8 right here, and you say you give away 4 of it. 1, 2, 3, 4. So click that one. And you know, for children, I always make sure they can double check. So you say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is still 8, but the only difference is they want 4 slices out of it. So you see the difference. Even though this is 8, these have more than 4 slices. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These have 6 slices given away out of 8. So in this case, you'd have 6/8 right here. In this case, you'd have 4 out of 6. So this is the correct answer.
Well done. 4/8 of the pizza is covered with red peppers, which shows green peppers on 3/8 of the pizza.
3/8 of the pizza. So when you're looking, even though this is 8 as well, but this is 1, 2, 3. This is 3/8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You know, but let's pretend I'm a kid. I don't know what I'm doing yet. So I'm gonna keep counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, say 8. But the difference is you have 4 slices here, you have 3 slices here, and the answer is they want 3/8. So you have to make sure you know which one. And then when I look down here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So normally we talk about elimination method. You can eliminate this and then eliminate this, and then you arrive at your answer.
Well done. 3/8 of the pizza
And
is
elimination
covered with
method is
green
very good to work
peppers,
with your
which
children
shows
as well.
cheese on 4/4 of the pizza.
And 4/4 of the pizza, that means the pizza is all covered in cheese. So this is a whole pizza, but it's all covered in cheese right up here. But for me, when I look at all of these, they say all of it, so I know it's right there.
Well done. 4/4 of the pizza is covered with cheese. Use the number selector
I'm
to
almost
complete
there.
the fraction.
Okay.
What fraction of the pizza has green peppers?
So you see, they see how they do this fraction now. So now they ask you what fraction of the pizza has green peppers. So now you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But this is only a whole pizza of 6, so this is gonna go at the bottom. So I could start at the bottom if I want and go right there, and then which is the denominator. So now I'm going back now for the numerator, which is 1. Only one piece. Say 1 out of 6.
Well done. 1/6 of the pizza has green peppers. What fraction of the pizza has banana peppers?
Okay, so when you look at this, you say 1, so let's get 1. And then that's for the numerator. Now we are at the denominator. So it would be 4 slices. 1, 2, 3, 4. Always count it and put it at the bottom.
Well done. 1/4 of the pizza
Let's
has
keep going.
banana peppers.
Let's
What
keep going. I want to
fraction
get
of
to the
pizza
test part
has
because this is the
basil?
one they failed just now. This one. All right, so let's see what it's going to do to us. Because soon after this, I think is a test next. All right, so what fraction of the pizza had basil? 1 fraction. And then now we're going to count it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8.
Well done. 1/8 of the pizza has basil. Use the number selector to complete the fraction. What fraction of the pizza has basil?
Okay, so this time now what fractions you have? 4 out of what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 4/8. 4 up top, 8 at the bottom. So 4/8. So basically half of the pizza given away.
4/8 of
Half
the
of the pizza given
has
away.
basil.
All
What
right.
fraction of the pizza has cheese?
2 more questions to go. All right, so like this one now, they say what fraction of the pizza have cheese is all slices. So in this case, you have 3 out of 3. 1, 2, 3. You're gonna have 3 out of 3. So the numerator and the denominator are gonna be the same. That means you have nothing left.
Well
3 out
done.
of 3.
3/3 of the pizza has cheese.
You hear
What
all the words that
fraction
they
of the
use boiled
pizza
down and
has
others.
broccoli?
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have 4 slices of pizza, and they took 2 slices out. So 2/4. At the bottom, 2/4. 2.
Well done.
Yeah.
2/4 of the pizza has broccoli.
Let me see what they're gonna do when we get to the test part. Okay. So now we get to the test section. So let's see what the first one is saying. So now we get to the test section now. Okay, so this is how they do the test section now when they're testing the kids now after you completed all those. So they say select 2 correct figures. Which figures are shaded to represent 6, 8? So that means you have to look at all these figures and you gotta count them up and see how many are representing 6, 8, and you gotta be two of them. So you gotta select two. So see, two is in bold right here. You gotta select that. All right. So when you count, I like to look at the ones that have more shades. 1, 2, 3, 4. These only have 4, and it says 6 out of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this got 6. You can click in this. I think you gotta go to the bottom and say U. You gotta go to the bottom and you hit U. Then you gotta hit the next one. This is T. So it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you have 8 slices and you shaded 6. So figure T, and then you hit submit. So that's how they do the test score. Now you see it? Sometimes they say great, sometimes they don't. So let's see what they say now. 4 circles representing one hole, each are shown. Each are shown. One hole, all whole pizza. Which figure is shaded to represent the fraction 2, 6? So you gotta look for the one with 2, 6. That means you gotta count up the pizza to find out which one have 2, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is only 1/2. This one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 2, 6. This have 2, 6. And then you look at this one, and you have figures. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is not it. So it's between this one and this one. So you only can select one of the answers. I don't think you can select two. So let me see what they go. No, you only can select one. So I'm gonna select this one. I'm gonna select R right here. So let me see what they give to me. Because they said 2, 6. So let me see what they said. Okay, it said great. Let me see what they said. Okay. So this is the one you gotta pay attention to now when they're talking about you see, this one have a little piece right here, that means it's not equal. You see this piece right here have a little piece, is not equal. So the figures shown are rectangles. Each rectangles represent one whole. But if you pay attention when you're looking at the maths, you want to pay attention to how they shape. So this one already out the picture already, and this one already out the picture already. The answer is between these two now, so we gotta be very careful. See how to figure it out. You know. So they say which rectangle is shaded to represent 1/4, the area of the whole. The area of a whole. So you gotta look at it. So you look at this. This is not whole because this. Well, this and this is the same thing, but just you gotta keep looking. Already, no, it's not this. And then you can look at this one. You can draw the conclusion, or you can look at this one and draw the conclusion because they all one whole. But you only can select one. That would be J. You only can select one answer, guys. So let's see what this. So I'm gonna select one, and then I'm gonna see what it's gonna give to me. I'm gonna select this one and see. Oh, sorry, that's not a. Let's select key. Let's select key. Just want to see what it's gonna give to me. And I'm gonna hit submit and see what they say. They say almost there. So they say almost there now. So let me see what they said. All right. Just stick a pin to that one that I just select, guys. So the figure is shaded to represent a fraction of a whole. I just did that one just to see. So this figure is shaded to represent a fraction of a whole. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have 4 slices. I like to use the word pizza so children can understand. So you have 4 slices of pizza and you give away 3 slices. Which fraction represent the shaded part of the figure? So when you look, you have 1/3, but you gotta remember you can't put the 1/3 because this is the part you have left. Okay? You have 3/4, So you'd want to select, and you got to be careful because you see how they flip it around too. You have the denominator above and the numerator at the bottom, so you got to pay attention, special, attention to that. And then you have 1/2, which is not it because you're talking about a shaded piece. So you just select this. No, you get that wrong. So you have to make sure you select this one. Make sure that's 3/4. I select one before, so you want to see what they're gonna say now. There's a great right there. But for one of them, they say almost there. And then this one now. Select the correct answer from each drop-down menu. 3 rectangles are shown. Each rectangle represents one hole. I think this is the last one. They say explain which rectangle represents 2/3. 2/3. So when you look at this, this is 1/2. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 3/5, and this is 2/3. So you come right here, drop down bar, you hit X because X is the one that have 2/3. Then they say represent the fraction of 2/3 because each whole should be divided into. So each whole, so that's the other trick. Each whole should be divided into 3 equal parts. Because when you say whole meaning divided into 3 equal parts, which a total number of. Okay, so you see how they can trick you right here, and you gotta pay attention because they say X is where the answer was that we're looking for, and they represent the fraction 2/3 because each whole should be divided into 3 equal parts. Because a fraction is equal parts, right? And then they say parts of the shaded part now. So with the parts of the shaded part, which is this piece, so you're gonna go to the drop down menu now. You're gonna click on it, and then you're gonna hit 2 because 2 part was shaded. So right there, and then you hit boom. They say you made it. So let's see what's the score. Okay, so boom. Now they say it's 100. Do you see that? It said 100 now. You see that now? They said boom, 100. Ain't that what we're doing all night? This is crazy. So now the maths go up to understanding fraction using a number line. So now they're going to have the kids using fraction using a number line. But we're not going to do this thing. I just wanted to show you guys. But I guess they didn't want to. And that's the same thing with that maths I was showing you guys. And I think I should go be a maths teacher. Or maybe when I move into a house, I can I wish I had done the other one too. Same way when he had failed the last time and did it and get 100. The same one that I was showing you guys. These same maths that I was showing you, I do it back over, we get 100. And I'm like, it's crazy. But he was up. But right now, see, I do it same thing. But it just goes to show how life is, and you gotta keep paying attention. I don't care how mad you are, anything when you come onto your children and they work. And anybody know me. I don't play with my children's schoolwork. When they come to their work, they gotta learn something. Maybe look a bit hard on them, but when you look at the reality of life, especially when you have to be out there doing the do and do what you gotta do, it's not time to play. So every little chance count. So that's what I think I want to do. Because even when I used to teach in the classroom, I used to teach fraction to little kids. Because he's 6. You see those maths we're doing just now. It's not like they're challenging maths, but just when you look at the maths and see like, you can't recall if when you were at that age you were getting those maths. Maybe in your head you were running up and down, playing, kicking ball, playing basketball, netball, volleyball, whatever it is, tennis, whatever. You looking at these things, maybe little things and learning about, reading and writing and all these things. But things are getting so advanced nowadays that everybody is like pushing the pressure on the children, and then sometimes we as parents are not equipped with the knowledge and understanding to really get the work done either. You know what I mean? But maybe I should start a parent group where, if anybody have homework or something, and their kids are struggling, like especially in maths, when it come on to maths, so that we can all work together, to achieve a common goal. Because you have to try to remove the stigma of maths, because even came on the news and they said American kids are falling behind in maths. That's devastating as a mother, that, even if you can't count barely, but you're trying to make sure the little maths that they're getting, you're helping them understand it. It's tough. It's tough, and it just tell you that your eyes gotta be well open. If they're too tired, you gotta close them, because yes, you go fail, they go fail. You know what I mean? In English, in his reading section, so in the maths nowadays, gotta make sure pay attention, because on the other, they gotta pay attention, because the trials, so. And I think maths and science work really hand in hand too. So I know they have a science center here. I'm gonna start taking him to the science center because he's into robots and building stuff. So I'm gonna start do that. But I think maybe in the coming time, maybe one of these time, I will create maybe a YouTube group where we can help parents from all over, even if you work and you're tired and your children have maths, and I think I want to take things to different levels, because when you see you have to struggle with children at this age, and sometimes you're not in that capacity to really headspace to really function with certain things, you really need that support system that will dive deeper down into making children understand, not just reading from a teleprompter or anything and say, oh, this, that, but they can get pen and paper and work things out for children to understand. And if they're not getting it this way, you could grab 2 children or 4 children, and you say, all right, then I have 4 children here, and I take one away from the group. How much is left? You know what I mean? Or I take all of them away. How much is left out of that? Because fraction, you can use so many things to teach fraction. You know what I mean? We used to do so many things. So can get all book leaf and carve out some shapes, because I have a big thing there that I used to do. And then this is the thing too, because I used to teach at a school, and I remember I created simple fraction, because these kids are 3 year old. I think I got that fraction board now, and I created a little thing with simple fractions so children can learn their colors as well as introduce the, because kids like pizza. So what a better way to use pizza to teach fraction? And this teacher look at me. One of the teacher where they tell the principal, oh, I think she's giving the kids too much hard maths. But look at 6 year old doing all these maths. If you see some of these maths, look at all these maths I show you with the roundoff. How a 6 year old should know what 900. Some of them don't even know. Some of them clueless to maths. So it doesn't matter where children start, as long as you're not stressing them out. I think when you start children early with it, I think one of these days I'll show you guys the fraction thing that I had created, because I still have it with me. It's in the playroom now, but I don't feel like I want to go in there now because it's probably cold. So I'm running away from it. But I created a simple little fraction thing and color it with crayons and stuff like that, and make it so children can understand. And you use pizza. Always refer to pizza. You never go around when you're doing fraction with kids. Little kids I'm talking about. I went to a high school to do not a high school, middle school, and I did a teaching interview there, and a child was in the principal office when I went there, and I guess he had misbehaved, so they put him in there, but he still had to do his work, and he was doing fraction, and he was looking, and he didn't understand the fraction, and I was there waiting to be interviewed, and he was sitting right beside me, and somebody had said something to him, and he was looking, but he still wasn't getting it. And I went right over there to him. Well, he was so far from me anyhow, but I said, "Do you mind me intervene?" And he said, "No, no, go ahead." And I explained the fraction to the young man. I said, "Just think of it like a pizza. You have 4 slices." I think at the time he was doing like 8 slices with something, some other number or whatever. I don't know what portion of the fraction was it. And I went over and I said, "Just think of pizza." I said, "You know pizza?" He said, "Yes." He called me, "Yes, ma'am." He said, "Yes, ma'am." I said, "Well, I want you to think of pizza. But the bottom half is what you're going to keep." Because young children at this age, tell them about denominator and numerator. Cause just think about it. Numerator and denominator. Come on now. So I said, okay, the bottom half of the pizza is what you are keeping. Yeah? Or this is what you started out with. So you can either, you see how you have two solution right there. It took for him to understand. So that means if he was getting it this way, he can get it the other way. And I said, just think of it now. So whatever you put up top now is what you would have give to me. So I used myself right there because I was standing there as an example. So whatever you put up top is what you give to me, and that is called the numerator. Okay, that is how much you give out of what you had. And he did. I said, "Okay, we did this one together." And I said, "Can you do the other one by yourself?" And he said, "Yes." And then I draw circles. And then if they say take, let's say for example, they say take 2, 6. So you draw the circle, you shade the 2 half, it say the 2 out of it, and then whatsoever left, you count it up. And everything. I want to explain that to the child get it right there and then. So sometimes we see children are misbehaving sometimes in certain classes. It's because it's only one method. And one size don't fit all. We have to come up with different strategies to get something. That's why we have run, you walk, you skip, you hop, you jump. That means if you even skip and you realize that everybody ain't getting the skip count, what you're doing, or you say 1, 2, 3 and you're skipping, and some not getting it because they don't want to skip, you go have to jump. Okay, let's jump 3 times. If you realize some don't want to jump, you're going to have to hop. Okay, let's hop 3 times. Some people don't want to hop. You say, okay, let's walk, and then you go on and on till everybody understand. And when I was at that first school there, I was teaching kids how to write their name. You use the dots. They don't really like you use those things nowadays. I get the parents too, because some letters have round shapes like you have a season, stuff like that. So I used to get a back of cock. I wish I was doing YouTube then. You know how many people, parents would probably thank me now. 'Cause, I had a good maths teacher when I was going to school and even in college too. You have this bottle cover here. You can take it off and do anything with it, I'm telling you. And so many things you can do. You want to make a circle and you don't have a compass to make them a shape. You pull this cover, take it off, you get that. You want to make a ruler, you don't got a ruler. Oop, this book is doggy now, don't worry about the doggy. You get this side of the book, if your book is nice and neat, and that's your ruler. These are called non-standard measurement. So even when you can't get the actual thing, you have your pencil, this is a non-standard measurement as well. So there are so many things we can do out here. Sometimes you and that's why they like when time teachers can come into the classroom with props, like real props sometime, or depending, because sometimes you have to work like this, you won't carry it in the classroom because that's peanut butter. But certain things, like when you're talking to children about stuff, you try to be authentic in how you deliver stuff to them. Yeah, but it's tough. But one of these days, I'm praying that I think I'm going to see if I can excel myself and do maths. I've always wanted to do maths when I was in high school, in university, in college there, but at the time I had 3 in maths. Anybody know CXC, I had 3 in maths. And I was doing so good they thought I was gonna get the one. I went into maths exam that day, I had panic mode. And guess what, guys? That maths was so easy. I went in there, I had panic attack. And the teacher was saying, why you didn't get out the maths? And he said, no, I just wanted to finish because I didn't want to have to pay him no more money because at the time I went to a private school and it was expensive. So I'm like, mm-mm. And it was one of the top school at the time too. I don't know if they're still around now, but it was very expensive while I was going there, so. But when I went in there, and I mean, when I came out the exam, I was able to work. I was able to work everything out, and I could tell my teacher from A to Z where I get wrong. That's the brain I had before I become cuckoo. After you have children, you lost your brain sometime. I'm telling you, and not only children, just the things that you go through in life sometime, that leading up to all of these things. But I'm telling you, I think I'm gonna, for the new year, I want to find out how I can get back into maths because we don't, if we start maths at the early age, we won't lose our children. But we need teachers that understand the concept of maths from early. So that means if you teach children, say 1 plus 1 is 2, and they're not getting it on their fingers. Now you're going to have to probably ball up your fist to say 1 plus 1 is 2. So you're going to have to do it 3 times. Okay, let's punch 2 times. 1, 2. Something. As I said, you're going to have to run, hop, skip, jump, so some of these things is that not just push somebody in something because your qualifications say you qualify, but you actually want somebody who understand and know that, okay, this not working out. I remember the first school I was at, they were so impressed with me. They said, I was wondering where you come up with all these ideas. When I tell them my brain was clicking, and when I go to them, I remember I said to some one of the teacher there once, and I said, man, I be going home and dreaming about the things that I need to teach my kids for the next day. I want it to be fun. I want it to be engaging or something. They say, girl, when we go home, we don't think about that. But true teachers do think about their children. You go home and you get a whole lesson out your head right there and then. I remember I was getting assessed when I was teaching GSRP class, and I was getting assessed, and there was this one child in the classroom and she was giving trouble. And you gotta assess your children. And she was giving trouble, but she's hands-on. So when she's not having anything to really nibble on her, when I mean nibble, not eating, but play with her or anything, she started to lose control a little bit. And we talk about inclusion in school, so we don't separate children like that. And I remember I write the lesson plan because the principal said, I want to see a lesson plan before the assessor come, because I was a new hire. I was a new hire there, and they said they want to see my lesson plan before the person from, I think, the Ministry of Education come down to assess you, because they have to come down and assess you, because I was the lead teacher there. And let me tell you something, guys. I gave I gave the lady my lesson plan, and I guess she have some other classroom teacher vet the lesson plan. This is what the lady come back and tell me. You can't teach that. You can't teach that. Because this little girl, she not going to sit down. She going to get trouble. I turned around and I looked at her. People, you got to stand up for yourself. When you know your classroom, you know your classroom. They hire you to do a job and you know your classroom by now. Because before you get assessed, it take you maybe sometime 2 months or a month in. So they will come the first time just to see your progress or what you're doing, to kind of help shape you and correct you on some things, because everything got to be strategic and stuff and detail, and and they work on age appropriate and all these things. But when you know your student, you know them because you've been with them every day, so you go know them. She told me I can't teach that lesson. I told her, I said, ma'am, I don't need to be rude to you, but I'm going to tell you today, trust me, it's going to work. I created a hands-on approach lesson plan and include that child in the lesson, and everything was engaging for everybody. I mean, they wouldn't be bored for a second. Yeah? And I told her, I said, I'm not changing it. And this is the first time I felt so good when I stand up and say, I'm not changing. Normally, I would say, okay, because I don't like to argue when you're in the school. So I like to say, okay. But this time, I heard the voice say, nope, this is a lesson you have to teach. And I dreamt about that lesson because I know how the child is. And I was like, what can I teach? I know she's smart, that the child was very smart, but she's hands-on. And I said, no, this is the lesson I'm going to teach. And I went out got me some stuff. Because what they are, they wouldn't come in on time. When I said, don't worry. When out, this girl, and I tell you, God got this girl, man. No matter how I'm struggling, he got me. I went out, got my money, spent some money, and grabbed some stuff at the store that I needed because it was urgent. Normally you put in a list and they get the stuff for you, but it wasn't gonna come in time. And the assessor came that day and sat in the classroom. And when I tell you the biggest nerve I was rocking was everybody wondering how that little girl was gonna behave in the classroom. Would you believe that little girl answered every single question that was asked of her? The story that was reading, everything that we were doing, that little girl participated in that lesson. We were playing the shop. I gave her a role and told her she got to be the manager of the shop. And we had money, and my son at the time, Family Dollar used to have some little microphone with the microphone could talk. The cash register with microphone. I don't remember if any of you know those kind of thing with the money and everything. And I bought my son one, and I took it to school. And they all wanted to use the cash register. And but I had only one, but I still insist I'm gonna carry that. And we carry some other stuff there as well. And we had apron. I carry some bags. So when people shop, you give some of the kids money, and they're gonna go shopping for what they want and everything. And when I tell you, it was beautiful. And then for reading, they had a storybook there called Push and Pull. I get strings, I get cheers, and I bring me a crate. Those crate where they put the box juice or something in to take it into the grocery shop, or so those into the store before they start the shelf. I got me one of those, and we do push and pull in the school. I was like the narrator while they were acting out the stories. Because kids need those kind of things. And let me tell you something. When we were done, the assessor said, wow. They start to ask you your strength and weakness. And then you start to tell them. And I say, only downfall with the shop lesson was we had only one register, and everybody was so interested to cash. And guess what? He had a calculator on there, so they were able to get answers, correct answers. But I haven't seen it at Family Dollar no more. And he had a microphone on there, and they could talk over the microphone, I'm telling you. And what else we did? We did something else. Forgot what it. And then we do games. When we do games, I go all out with games when we're playing games with them. Because you see, for me, I like to use what I have around me. That's the kind of person I have. I like to use what I see around me. And even when it's I remember one day we take them outside. I said, just for a quick, because even though it's just run outside real quick with the kids, let them run 2 times and come right back in, at least get their little heart rate up, pumping something. It's too cold, I'm not going outside. I went outside, we went out and we paint this, guys, you need to try it. Use different color paint and let the kids paint in this, oh, it's so beautiful. Oh, water paint though, not the other kind of paint, but the water paint is so beautiful. When you take those kids and you just get a little spot and you put the kids out there and they can paint, they can either write their name, you get them paintbrush, they all have to have their own material, and you get their little name and stuff and their little apron and stuff on or whatever, and their little glove. Man, they were so, teacher, can I do it again? Teacher, can I do it again? And then the principal kid, they say, wow, that was beautiful, we loved it. Because when you're teaching children, mine is different when I teach my son, because when I teach my son, he don't like when I teach him because I go hard with, your kids, you always go harder with them. But when you're teaching children, is different, as opposed to teaching your children. What you will tolerate with somebody child, not with yours, you won't ease up quick, and in some sense, when we get mad at your child, no. I'm just telling you, man. In this world, we just have to keep fighting and keep pushing. And I think creating a maths group with our parents, there's some maths. I'm not the English kind of people. Probably anybody who good at English. I can reach out, we all have some strength and we all have some weaknesses, and I like science too. I used to love to do science activities. The kids used to love it. I would pretend they do volcano, we do this, and get the paper towel and and even get the milk and get the food coloring and watch what they do. And that the kids used to love. So we used to do fun activities. And one of the teachers said, I ain't doing that. It's too much work. I ain't cleaning up. We ain't do. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Till one day the principal come and tell me I can't do none of those messy stuff again in the class. And yet we wonder why kids are falling behind. Being restricted, you must fall behind. If you're being restricted, you will fall behind. But anyway, people, I'm going to stay along with you guys. I just wanted to talk about these things and how we have to pay attention. And I think I want to go be a maths teacher. Probably study for maths and science for the younger kids. You know, I had done an interview once, but they want me to put my degree because it was obtained here in a site. And when I went there, I'm like, when you come on, so you put in your card into system or so. They said that one is accurate, but I don't know or something. It was kind of hard for me, so I didn't do it. And when I did the interview, the teacher said, they asked a question about how do you do this, how do you do that, and how would you deal with parents that are coming with, maybe they had some discrepancy or something didn't sit well with them. How do you handle those kind of parents? They asked a whole heap of questions and I answered it. And the lady was ready to hire me. But that was a roadblock in the way. So I gotta figure out how to get that out of the way. So but she emailed me back and she said whenever time I'm ready, your spot is always here. But that was in Dearborn. Yeah, because and then their philosophy was in line with most of the things that I have in mind that I want to do. So, and I think that once I elevate myself to the next level, can come up and who knows, it can create so many things to make it happen. It's not gonna be overnight, but you know, you just have to hope and pray though, people. Just pray for your girl to everything work well for her and then she just start get out and go be herself and be in her element again. Yeah. It's tough, but it's what it is. I still gotta learn to hold my head up high because anybody at all, you gotta learn to hold your head up high. It doesn't matter what genre of life you're in. I just say genre is that's what just come to the thought, you know what I mean? Genre I mean not music, but whatever. It doesn't matter what part of life you're in. You just have to find back your way up and you will get back up on your feet and everything. You know what I mean? That's all because they say the race is not for the swift, it's those who can endure. So we have to keep working and working and see how things can go. See how things can go. And trust God and live, people. But anyway, this was just me talking about schools and everything. So I want you guys to have a blessed night. Miss Ansel, I've seen you. Thank you. And for everybody who liked the video and if you think this was interesting, if you think I should go challenge maths and all these things, you never know, you know what I mean? And see how we can change the future of our local American children, especially at the grassroots level. And I said, tomorrow I would have shown you the fraction thing, but let me see. Let me get my lazy butt up. See, I'll just end the video with this so I don't have to go back over with it. Let me see if I see it. I'm just going to turn the light on and see if I see it, guys. Sure. Let me see. This is the kids' playroom. Got me some. Got me some stuff here from there. Alright, so I used to do this thing here too. Sorry. I used to do this. I write so bad, but don't worry about my writing. This was something I had the kids like matching set and they come and they do match things together. Find the number, they gotta match it to the amount. And so this is little kids I was teaching though, but you have to engage with maths and interact, hands-on activities right there. And that was there. I used to have them do simple addition too. Simple little things, These get old, but I kept it. Then these are cardboard backings. So these are cardboards. used to teach them Spanish. Martes, lunes, domingo, miraculous. All right, let me get to the fraction. So I just keep these things. So now my son is learning these things. This was hand. It had a nice papers there, and I kept this. So this was the fraction. I don't know how to put it so you guys can see. So that was the fraction right there. This was all handmade, and I glue it onto the cardboard. They had provided us with these big sheet of paper, and then I simple little things like this, and I did it, crayon it, and I'm not the best at coloring, but that's what I did with the fraction, you know. And this one is a hole. Yeah, first one. So yes, and you know, we use this to teach colors as well. So when you want the kids to do something, you know, you can put this down. You can have it as an engaging board for the children to be engaging it and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It just makes. I used to do a whole bunch of stuff. They used to have some. So now I can take my fraction out for Jaden. And the kids used to get it too, but you know, the other thing I realized too, you see, if you don't believe in your teachers or in your students or even in your own child, the progress for them to get to where they need to get to is going to be harder. It's going to be harder. And for me, I'm putting too much pressure on my son. That's what I know for sure. Because every mother put pressure on their children. Every mother who want their children to achieve. Because life is too short. You don't even know when you're going to get kicked out of this world. So every moment counts when they're around you, you know. And that's what I tell my child. I say, every moment counts when you're around me. Like earlier I told him, I say, get the computer and come here. I give him break. But I said, come, get the computer and come here. And you know what he did? He took the laptop, the tablet, and he went away, and he take forever to come back, and I have to be yelling out for him and tell him to come here. You know, not easy, but as mothers, you gotta get through it. You know, so it's like it's challenging at times, but we'll get through it. You know, I help him to understand a lot of stuff, and he always say, "Mommy, thank you, thank you." He said, "You're the best mama." I said, "No, I'm not the best one because I cuss at you all the time." And he said, "Mama, you're the best mama. You try to help me understand." But I say, sometimes I curse at you is not good. No, but at least your children acknowledge your people. So I have to give myself a good grace, you know, and just pray about it, not to be so harsh with him at times. You know what I mean? You know, because I'm not going to come on here and tell you that I don't yell off at my kids or anything. You know, you have to be honest in this world so we can get by with them, so they can be growing up and see that what you were saying to them was real, was true, you know. But such is life, people. Such is life. But anyway, I ain't gonna stay any longer. I just want to say a big shout out to everyone who stopped by and you know, chime in, chime out, whatever you did and everything. And if you have a channel, just leave a comment. My phone was acting up today because I was online watching a whole bunch of videos while I was doing some things today too, and my phone shut me. So every time I tried to go click on somebody channel to go watch a video, because I was watching so many people today. So every time now afterwards I was trying to click after to go, you know, while you're doing something, you could be having their channel running, it would not allow me. Because even now I was trying to get into my channel to delete a video that I uploaded, and I can't even get in there to delete it because it would not. So I said, you know, let me just go live. But anyway, people, you have a blessed night, and I'll see you guys. I gotta go to church tomorrow. You know, that's a promise I'm making. Plus, I gotta pay my bill. I gotta pay my card tomorrow. So anyway, people, thank you guys, and happy Sunday morning. And I'm gonna take me a quick nap and something. So God bless you all, and until then, peace out.